when I went to Glen Erie for a summer training program. And that summer, a young widow with 2 young children came back from the mission field and was there. Her name was Ruth Denler, later to become Ruth Myers. But as I watched her, I could just catching glimpses of her in various circumstances. She stirred me in my love for God. She was a picture to me of a woman who worships. And she never met with me, but she met with one of my friends, Robbie. And she had Robbie get a different notebook and to write at the top of a page something like, God is able, God is just, God is good, different things. As Robbie would have her times with the Lord or Bible study, whatever, if there was a verse that stood out to her about something about the Lord, she would write that verse under the heading in the categories. And she told me the first entry in Ruth Denler's personal book was God is able. And 2 Corinthians 9:8, that God is able to make all grace abound to us, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work. And that picture has stayed with me of a woman who worshiped, but that was collecting things about God, what God is like, and just enlarging her own understanding and enjoyment of who God is through that little notebook. I think that worship needs content. It needs truth, because all the religions worship, but without truth and without content. And so I think a big part of becoming a woman who worships is in developing the content of who God is and being stirred to wonder over that. The Old Testament, God is saying, remember, remember, remember. And he's put in place feasts and celebrations, monuments, all kinds of things to help us remember who he is and what he's done. And our history, because we are children of God, children of Abraham, the father of faith, all those things, the Passover, the Red Sea crossing, David and Goliath, all those things are things we can feel attached to is our corporate history, but God also gives his children a personal history where, and he wants us to remember that too, remembering how you were concerned over a situation and how he met us in that. Often as I'm reading through the scriptures, I hit a verse or a passage and it just sparks. Oh Lord, I remember when you spoke this verse to me in this situation or that situation. But I think we need to cultivate a life that is not in such a rush, moving forward, that we don't take time to pause. When we share with somebody else how God's meeting with us, what we're seeing about him, it does something in us and it does something in them. And I think often when believers get together, the conversation it can go the same places. People who don't know Jesus, their conversation would go. And there's nothing wrong with talking about your grandkids or whatever. But I think there's such benefit to us in sharing what we're seeing about him, what we're experiencing of him. It's really a shame to, when we're with other believers, not to be sharing some on that level.